Hi, welcome to You Older Retro. My name is Vincent, and welcome to another video. Today I have an unboxing of the Yi 4K Plus action camera, the waterproof case kit version. Obviously, the action camera market is an incredibly big one. Obviously, with GoPro obviously leading the way, but in the current market climate, GoPro themselves have been pricing their products to such, I should say, a high level that the GoPro Hero 6 markets for roughly at least twice the price of this, possibly a bit more, depending on where you are. I know here in the UK it runs for about £400 roughly. You can get, I think, slightly cheaper on some deals on Amazon. Um, it did come out at £500, I believe, when it first came out last year. So the six is obviously a really really good action camera. But what GoPro have done is get to a point where although the technology is very similar in a lot of the cameras, um, a lot of people have been copying them and using the same technology and making something which does the same thing, but without actually costing the earth, shall I say. And Yi is, I should say, one of the market leaders of that. I believe Yi owned by Xiaomi, which is a Chinese brand, which is a massive brand for phones in China on the Asian markets. And obviously, they've done a lot of things over here as well now in the western side, so they've obviously extended their reach. Um, and GoPro themselves were apparently looking for buyers at the beginning of this year in 2018. So that speaks for itself, really. That basically GoPro themselves often do make good quality products. From what I know, and word market leaders have let themselves not innovate themselves as much. I know the Hero 6 apparently has their own in-brand uh, processing chip or something like that, which might change things. But the things I've been hearing is that it's not that great in terms of obviously you can use the UH265 codec, which makes for smaller file sizes. But in terms of quality of image, this thing still matches it fairly quick, similarly, because it uses a very similar sensor chip size. So without further ado, let's get this unboxed. So let's get the knife out. Now in the front of the box, this is the waterproof case kit, so obviously it's got the waterproof case and the mount for it. The box itself, this was 4K 60p, which FPS, which is basically the same as the Hero 6 basically. And it's got the Amber H2 system on chip, which is the U processor. It's Amberella chips that they use for a lot of action cameras. They use USB-C, which is obviously USB-C everything, which is great. Electronic image stabilization. It does through its RAW, Bluetooth, and it's waterproof. It's 132 feet with the case, obviously. It just says yitechnology.com. This is America as required. Now, this is the small print, but it says contains action camera, battery, waterproof case, connecting frame, screw, and manual. The E4K action camera has the f2.8 depth of field of view, 155 degrees, focal length 2.66. Which is very similar. It's very typical specs to be fair. I use HD, SDHC cards or SDXC cards, which means I do believe they only say it's only up to 64 gig, but I believe some people use 128s and possibly 256 cards in this as well. And the case itself is IP68 and depth of 40 meters. It's made in China. So without further ado, let's get this sorted. Let's get this cut. for slide things out in such a way. Just let me do this now. Get this cut up. Okay, I'm going to shove it on the belt like that. Take the corner off with this slightly off. And then let's cut the box open. Oops. Okay. It's a phone line box, so that's quite nice. You don't often have to see that. Even Apple don't do that on their iPad boxes or phone boxes even, so that's quite nice. That's the box. Now inside we have a Yi card. It's not a sticker, it would be nice to have a sticker at least. You do get a little leaflet about their other products. So obviously you got the Yi Smart Dash Camera, which is basically the action camera in a dash cam form. Yi 4K, the standard, the one that's basically the most best budget camera out there, because I think it's even cheaper than this one. It doesn't do the 60p or 60 frames per second 4K, but it does pretty much everything else. So that's a really good point. That you could get this as well as an alternative. Yi Dome camera, which would be great for smart home surveillance. It tells you what sort of memory cards you should prefer to use. See, it does say, actually, they have updated it on the website. It only says 64 gig, but this one says 128 gig, which is quite good. Obviously, you want to use the U3 containers versions, because that way it's got the right speed potential to be able to write really quickly. Obviously, if you're shooting 4K footage or anything with 60p or 30p even, you need to write as fast as possible, basically, because there's a lot of stuff to be written on, especially with the file sizes that come out of this. I'm not sure if they'll update this to include the U file structures as well. It does have a leaflet that says convert Type C to microphone conversion cable, so that's quite nice. You can get the microphone into this, so you can use an external mic to get a better sound, which is great for vlogging, or you're filming something that's particularly, you want to direct the sound from the front rather than have the omnidirectional microphones catching every little niggle or bit of movement. Finally, claim with a limited warranty. You have the limited warranty thing as well, and this is thank you for choosing E4K action camera with a waterproof case. So how to mount it, it's very typical using the screw thread, thumb screw things, and it's got a clip at the top, so that levers the whole thing together. In fact, anyone who's used an action camera will not be untoward in looking at this, because they'll just know what it's doing anyway. It's basically the lever latch, clicks the whole back bit onto it. I'll show you in a bit. So that's the case. And then you have the Yi manual, which shows the various bits and how to use the actual camera itself, including lots of the European languages for you to look at. So, see in here, look, it does say 1664. So that's the original booking. So I think the firmware update has updated it to 128 gig. So it's really nice. So let's look in the box itself. So obviously you get the housing itself. So it's nice. They use a slightly high quality housing on this. Well, it is white, which is a bit weird. It doesn't match the black of the camera that I've picked up. So on this, I believe you press this to eject, and then it allows you. I'm not sure how to do this. In fact, do you do like this? Don't want to break it. Isn't it like that? If I remember correctly. Ah yes, you pull that and you can lever it up, which allows you to do that. So what happens is you catches the top frame and then you flap it in, and then this is locked. Obviously you pull a little tab, that moves out, and then it's got a rubber seal around this. So obviously I don't believe you can use the touch screen once it's using. But obviously you set it up beforehand, put it in, and you just start pressing record. Gives you a little springy button here to press the record button, and then this levers out. Everything goes in. Obviously, you will be limited to having to try and replace the camera battery at some point if you're recording for long periods of time on the water. So that's the bad point about this case. I mean, maybe sometime in the future, maybe they'll take what Nikon have done. When I did unbox the key mission, there was a case very similar to this, but I believe it was like a little chunky block at the bottom, and you can stick a second battery. So that's a really nice feature to have on something like this. So you can extend your recording time, especially if you're in the water. You will not do not have time to record and then change your battery, because it'd just be in wet conditions. It's gonna be a pain in the backside to keep going in and out of the water to try and get this fixed. So that's great. You obviously have, trying to pull these out, the screw thread for the action mount. So you just action mount it onto something else as well. You do get the thumb screw. So this is like a tri-lobal one with the Y symbols on it. It's quite funny how each company must use a slightly different thumb screw technology in terms of what the shape is, just to get around them and any sort of lawsuits that appear from having an action camera style mount. You have a USB-C, a little short one, so that's quite nice. It's all useful to have shorter cables as well. You have the mic, which is the mic to USB, so that's great as well if you ever need to use that. You have a battery, so that's great. Always get a spare battery for any camera you have, so if it can be removable or not. If it can be removable, try and get a spare battery, because you never know when you're going to need to be recording for longer periods of time, or alternatively, if whatever you're buying, the technology goes out of basically favour, shall I say, and you really like the camera, you then find that the batteries might not be available or really hard to find. So it's really good to have something which is usable at all times. And obviously having a second battery makes sure you can swap them around and then prevent battery wear on just on one battery by itself. So that's a really handy feature to have. Which is, I mean, these things go for about what, £10, something like that, possibly a bit less depending on what sort of battery it is. I believe the key mission I unboxed in a previous video that used their compact camera batteries, which was like it had a specific code number like EP something 12 or something like that. But that was the Nikon series of sizes of battery, which basically won't fit all their digital camera batteries for the compact lines. So I think they're Coolpix, the little compacts that no one buys anymore because they're all phones. So that's the sort of battery they used to use, and so they use the same batteries, and that made it really easy for them to just use the same batteries. So that's really good. They might have had a surplus of that as well. And then obviously in the box, the piece de resistance, the 4K plus. Difference between this is obviously they've used the Y symbol for the 4 and the Y, so it's Y and then K, and it's got the plus. I mean, on the U4K itself, it has all this random technology sort of printing on it as well. So looking around, you have, I think it's a little speaker and a microphone. I believe it's a microphone there as well. So it's a microphone at the top and a microphone at the side. Doesn't look like there's a microphone anywhere else. I think that's a little speaker. Obviously, little clicky button. Obviously, like I said, there's a microphone port, I believe, on here. This is the battery cover bit. I do like this because it's screw thread mounted right underneath the lens, which is better than the key mission, which was right in the edge for some weird reason. And obviously it has a screw thread, which is unlike the GoPros, they don't have one at all for some reason. because they don't want you to buy all those stupid accessories which cost the earth, when everyone just buy the copies for the same price, basically. I mean, this, I believe, slides out. So it's slightly rubberized, but you do is pull, and then it clicks out. So that's slightly rubberized. So you just took the whole box, battery in there. So that clicks in. Doesn't appear to be waterproofed in any way. That would have been nice, but I don't think they've put a feature in yet. I think it's lightly splash proof at most. If you get to get a little bit wet, get it dry straight away. Other than that, no, because obviously, yeah, this thing is slightly stiff actually. It's pulling it out. It's not the best sort of way to actually pulling it out. I think it locks in just enough, sliding it out. So that's nice. It does have a touch screen. This is a nice big touch screen instead of all the buttons. That's the difference between this and the Key Mission. The Key Mission had buttons, which was fairly easy to use, but was a bit clunky, I must admit. This is obviously just use touch screen. Obviously can't be used underwater, unlike the Key Mission, which was obviously automatically already shockproof and waterproof. So that's a bonus point for the Key Mission. And then what else? I believe the charging port's here. So that's a little. I can't even get it out because my nails are short. Is it pulled out this way? No. It is pulled out. I might have to even use a knife to do this because it's really sort of awkward. Oh, here we go. It's held on with the barest niggle of a rubberized port. It is held on though, so as long as I'm careful, this won't drop off. USB-C port's right there. It's next to the camera. So you're using this with some sort of gimbal, and you can have it wide up to the mic as well. So that wasn't too bad as well. It's not the best in terms of strength, but I mean it's not untoward. Yeah, it's getting the nail in. I think it's usually a little nail. Obviously, your bigger nails are going to be a bit of an issue. And it's got a nice wide lens. So that's the E4K Plus. This is currently on a slightly discounted price. I mean, the E4K Plus was originally about £250-ish, £260. It's currently less than 200 at the moment in the UK. So it's a really good steal. It's less than half the price of the GoPro Hero 6 Black. Now the GoPro Hero 6 Black obviously has waterproofing automatically, so that's a nice feature to have. This thing comes with waterproof housing, so it does make it a bit more bulky, which is a bad point. Obviously having this waterproof housing also provides a couple of other things like additional shockproofing, because obviously putting this inside here, which is just slotted in like slow, and then you just drop it in, click that in. It's already massively more waterproof. You probably won't worry too much about water in the first place, so that's great. Obviously if you're going to a humid environment, you want to have this on pretty much all the time. But other than that, this is the E4K Plus. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. I look forward to any other unboxings that I'm trying to do in the future. And then thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Thanks very much.